Hello, welcome to Prairie Guns, and today we're going to be doing a bit of a different video, talking about two of the same guns but different. A 525 Heritage 1, a 525 Heritage 1, a Sporter and the Game, and the main differences between them. Starting from the back on both of these guns, hard heel plates. Thing of the era, really. Heritage come with these hard heel plates. I don't particularly like them. I think they should be changed out for a, not particularly a big sticky pad, because I think they get stuck on your clothes, but something a bit more like a Servolati pad, something a little bit more modern, almost. Certainly the Sporter. I think the Sporter shouldn't really come with a hard heel plate now. I think really should enter the era of rubber pads. Grade 5 wood on both of these guns. I think you consider the game spec below it is particularly nice. But this one isn't bad at all either, the Sporter. I've never really seen a Heritage with bad wood. Well, you wouldn't expect it for like 7,000 quid. But some guns you can think, I'm not really that keen on the wood. I've never seen a Heritage with horrible wood. I think they all come with very nice pieces. These two prime examples of that. Moving on a little bit forward here, so this is where one of your major differences with a Game to a Sporter. So the Sporter comes with a more of a modern pistol grip, clay shooting style, and the Heritage Game gun comes with a Prince of Wales grip. Personally, for me, I like a pistol grip. I just think they're too small in the hand. I think my hand hangs off the bottom of a lot of Prince of Wales grips. So, but again, personal preference, but that's one of the major differences. Next major difference is the triggers. Both the same in a sense, how they feel to pull, but different in the sense that the Game gun's a fixed trigger, Sporter's an adjustable trigger. Don't know why there's much of a difference. I think they should have an adjustable trigger on the Game as well. I think the era of fixed triggers now, unless you're going into the realms of really, fancy Game guns, I think really things should just be an adjustable trigger. Makes things easier, certainly for the fit of the gun to a person. Makes it, if you've got longer fingers, short fingers, you can adjust it. So this one point really, I prefer the Sporter. Sporter's also slightly heavier, not much. The reason for this is your rib's slightly different, which we'll come on to in a minute. The Heritage comes with the top rib on that is a 5mm standard non-tapered Game rib. Pretty standard really for a Browning Game gun. So moving on to the actual actions, these are Heritage 1s, not 2s. So major differences really is this part. A Heritage 1 is more of a square sort of chamfer. The Heritage 2 is more rounded. Personally, it doesn't really make much of a difference to me. I like either. The square one, probably, I prefer the Heritage 1 in a sense, but it doesn't really make much of a difference. It's just a style, really. The engraving on both of these guns are absolutely identical. Common, I'll say misconception, they're not hand engraved. The only way you're going to get hand engraving really, certainly on a Browning, is when you start knocking into like your B25s and stuff like that, when you're talking new, incredible amounts of money. Some people that I've noticed, certainly when we have like 1 and 2 gold inlaid on guns, don't like it because hand engraving isn't perfect because it's done by eye and done by hand. Laser stuff, I wouldn't say soulless is the wrong word, but it is too perfect. So a lot of people think, oh yeah, hand engraving, yeah, we've got a hand engraved gun, and they actually look at a hand engraved gun and they'll see that the 2 isn't perfect or the 1 isn't, or whatever. So just keep that in mind with hand engraved stuff. Hand engraving is never really perfect because it's done by eye, it's done by a person. This is done on a laser engraving machine, so it is going to be incredibly accurate, and everyone is identical. But again, it doesn't really make any difference to the shooting of the gun, or it doesn't at all. It's just personal preference. The Sporters obviously come with a different rib, sporting style rib, which I prefer. I prefer a wider rib. You also get a mid bead on the Sporters. I don't like mid beads. I really don't understand them. So you can have these taken out. So if this, like I say, if you, let's for argument's sake, you bought this gun, the mid bead could be taken out and it can be made to look like there wasn't one there at all, which in my opinion I prefer. But fore ends are identical on these two models. The Schnabel style fore end, so we've got this, well, there's a couple of names for them, but Schnabel, tulip, where it flares out at the end. I like that style fore end. I'm more of a beaver tail kind of person, but it doesn't make any difference to the shooting. It's personally down to the customer. This is where another major difference is. So they're both 3-inch, so like all Browning 525s, because this is a 525, it's a heritage, but it is a 525, same as a standard one you buy off the shelf mechanically. Is the mid-ribs. So the mid-ribs on these, the game gun's obviously a fixed mid-rib, and the Sporter is a ventilated mid-rib. But again, personal preference. I think in the UK, a bit of a gimmick, the fact you need your barrels cooling down, it's freezing. So the fact that you need ventilation, certainly over here, isn't really a thing, but personal preference again. A lot of things with guns is personal preference. Stock dimensions, fore-end ties, barrels. The reality of the matter is, it isn't, as long as it fits you in the weights semi how you want it, it won't make you shoot any better. It all comes down to different style forms. It's personal preference. It's just what people like. Same great example with this is the chokes. This has got flush, this has got extended. Doesn't make any difference to the shooting at all. It is purely aesthetics. Some people say with the extended chokes you can you take them out easier, changing chokes. Another thing I absolutely dislike is people changing chokes from stand to stand to stand to stand. But it does aid it being easier because you can just screw it without a key. But again, it's personally aesthetics. The game gun will look better, well traditionally it would look better with flush, which it comes with because game guns traditionally have flush chokes. But nowadays modern game shooting isn't like probably what it was 30-40 years ago. I mean, if you had this 30-40 years ago with extended chokes, if there were a thing, you'd be gone out. People would, oh god, sort of thing. But now, almost, I wouldn't say semi-automatics, but it probably, the reality of the matter is you're paying for the day. Obviously, semi-automatics is a controversial thing. Obviously, you probably wouldn't take semi-automatic on a game shoot now, but maybe in 15-20 years, it might become the norm for people. I know some people, certainly with like disabilities, if they can't handle a heavy gun, a semi-automatic is a great option for them because of the weight, less recoil. So in that sense, I think someone, certainly let's say a disability, I don't know, someone who's weaker at the top end, for whatever reason, I think a semi-automatic would make sense for them to shoot. Then as long as they can shoot, that's the main thing. You're there to shoot, have some fun. The thing is this snobbery with guns, we can't do that on a game shooting. It's a difficult one, but personally, something like this on a game shoot wouldn't bother anyone really. But yeah, semi-autos at the minute would be frowned upon, very frowned upon. But I think, I say give it 10-15 years, I think semi-automatics will come in the mainstream for game shooting. Certainly is on the continent, so in France or Belgium, Italy, semi-automatics are widely used for game shooting, but then again their type of game shooting isn't like our type of game shooting. They will walk up a mountain, probably shoot 5 or 10 cartridges, go home, sort of thing. So slightly different in that sense. Right, that's just a quick comparison of the two heritage ones that we have in stock currently, both second-hand models. Yeah, if you're interested, just let us know. Drop us a comment below, subscribe, like the video, let us know we're going in the right direction. If you have any questions on the guns, again, drop us an email, give us a call. Yeah, I hope you like the video, and we'll see you in the next one.